what made this game different from all other games was that Kyle Shanahan wanted players to speak to the team beforehand, Saturday night. He doesn't always do this, according to George Kittle. It's something they used to do a lot. They don't do it very much anymore. Kyle Shanahan decided this was the week to have players talk, and he decided that the players that needed to talk were Brock Purdy and Diamador Lenore. What do you think of Kyle Shanahan? All of those decisions. This was the week, and those were the players that needed to do it.
Again, 100% praise to Shanahan. He could have gotten Trent Williams, Bosa,
Fred Warner.
Although they're hurt, Fred Warner, Juszczyk, but he went for two younger guys. And it's like saying, in a way, we're passing the baton to the younger generation, because going forward in the years to come, Purdy and Lenore are going to be our stars. They're really important to us on offense and defense. We want them to talk, and we want some of the veterans who may be on the fence about the team and what the rest of the season means to hear it from two earnest, honest, hungry guys. And I thought it was perfect. If I were a veteran on that team and someone I had almost looked down on as being younger, etc., now I would have to take notice, and I would have to say, the leadership on this team is changing a little. Lenore is going to be a captain next season. He is really a serious player. I don't like when media calls him Demo. I have to tell you that. We're not friends. His name is Diamador or Lenore, but that's not a criticism of him. And I love it that Kyle had those two speak, as opposed to the old voices they've heard a million times.
What's interesting is during this losing streak, we were starting to ask the uncomfortable questions. Has Kyle Shanahan lost his team? I mean, how do you not ask that question when you lose by 25, by 28? Does this team need a new voice? Have they tuned him out? Because there's something to that. And if he had sent Fred Warner up there, George Kittle up there, they might have done a great job. But I'm sure the team has heard them speak so many freaking times that it might have just sounded like wah, 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 like in Charlie Brown. You know what I mean? Like, to actually have Diamador Lenore go up and speak in front of the team for the first time. I mean, it didn't really matter what he said at that point. I'm sure everyone was like, this is different. We're a new team now.
I agree. And also, the quarterback needs to talk.
Yeah.
The quarterback, Steve Young, would have talked, and people would have listened. And Purdy is at the point now where he needs to be a team leader like Bosa, or more than Bosa.
Yeah.
He's the quarterback.
Right. Like,
so,
the next step for him is not, hey, Kyle Shanahan has asked you to talk in front of the team. Go knock it out. It's, hey, Kyle, I want to talk in front of the team.
Yeah, I
want to talk in front of the team. It's not like it's week 14 and we're 5-7 and we really got to say something. It's like, it's week 5 and I don't like the way this season is going. I want to talk right now. I mean, I feel like that's what Steve Young would have done. And Brock Purdy isn't Steve Young yet. He's 25 years old, but I think that's the next step for him.
Yeah, and again, it may be the next step, but part of the next step is seizing the reins. And I'm going to come back to Ayuk and the shorts. I don't understand why a team captain didn't go over to him and say, change your goddamn shorts. That why it had to come to the coach. That episode was important in so many ways negative.
Mm-hmm.
Where was Fred Warner? Where was the quarterback?
Where was Lenore?
You think Steve Young would have stood for that? Change your pants. Yeah. So we saw that then. So now they're beginning to assert themselves, and they need to assert themselves more. And I'll say one other thing. I remember I did an interview with Steve Young when we were all young men. He was, the quarterback. And he said, we have a standard in our locker room, aside from the coaches, and we call it it. It's the 49ers, and it's the highest standard in the league. And we know when we have it, and we know when we don't. The Niners are struggling to find it. And I don't know if they found it yet, but they're struggling to find it. And having those two players talk indicates they're looking to find it as well.
Yeah, and it's like they're also looking for a spark. Like we just got destroyed and demoralized. We need someone to say something to change the feeling around the team. And it's like he knew it couldn't be him.
Right.
It couldn't be him. It had to be the quarterback. And I think what's interesting too is like if they're going to make Brock Purdy the highest paid player on the team, one of the highest paid players in the league, that's part of it. It's not just going out and executing. It's this stuff, leadership stuff. And I think him embracing it goes a long way.
I'd add that Shanahan making the choice to have those two speak showed wisdom on Shanahan's part. It showed leadership and wisdom and insight. Iggy, things I haven't often seen from him.
Yeah.
I've never met him. I never met him. I have a feeling if I were covering him, I might find him often on the surface. Other people I found very deep, and that would include Jim Harbaugh, is as quirky as he is, he's a brilliant man and he can think deeply. I've never seen that with Kyle, but I did now. I'm impressed.
One more thing I want to say. So he's looking for a spark, and those guys provide it. But also, I think what's interesting is, I don't know if players in the team watch our show. I would think some do. Of all the speeches that were given last week, of all the spark providers last week, I think you were up there, Dad. Your speech before that game, you're the 49ers. I mean, it was so good, Dad. And I mean, Kyle could have invited you into the meeting room to do it in person, but the fact that you did that on our stream, if one person on the team saw it, I think it had an effect. It was great.
Well, thank
you. And it was
you.
speech week.
It was speech week. It's what I feel. I'm not a fan, but I see the 49ers as a regional treasure.
Mm-hmm.
I was with them when they built it and when they did it.
Mm-hmm.
It's remarkable what Northern California has, and to just let it dribble away without a fight. And that applies to this coming Thursday. You're the 49ers. You go out and beat the Rams. And I would say another thing. It's not only, oh my God, we have to win this game. Can we beat the Rams? We're going to kick their ass. That's how you feel. The Rams, well, we have a better team than them. They're soft. You can beat the Rams. Even though the Rams beat Buffalo, we can beat these guys. And the coach is thinking, I'm a better coach than McVay. That's how they're thinking. And if they're not thinking it, oh my God. But I do believe they're thinking it. I believe Kittle is thinking, we're going to kick their ass. And we're going to surprise people. We're going to make this a fight. We're going to surprise people where we're going to end up. We may even win this division.
You're on a roll again, Dad. I don't want to stop you. You are going to propel this team to the playoffs. This is real quality control happening right in front of your eyes, people. See this?
They owe me a nickel.